Gardening gift segment here with Sandy Mason. So
Indeed. Good to have you, and you've got stuff for all kinds of gardeners.
I do, but first we have to get in the mood. So first you guys got to get in the mood. So here, you got to get in the mood.
Oh, nice.
So I am the tree because I'm the head tree.
So, and you blend nicely.
Okay, so you got to get in the mood when you go gift getting. Oh,
you got to have the both
right. Both go to the front. I think the one thing is with gardeners is there always are plenty of tools that people can get.
Yeah.
And even though maybe you already have a trowel or a shovel or whatever, there are so many new designs now. So I will tell you, it is one of those things that has changed. And I think one of the things that changed is some of these new ergonomics.
Yeah.
These ergonomic tools. And I don't know, they seem a little weird at first, but the whole idea is supposed to keep your wrist in the neutral position so it's straight. Whereas, typical trowels, you're doing this kind of motion, and that's not good on your wrist. These are actually a little bit different, where you're actually doing more with your shoulder and your bigger muscle groups. And for a lot of people, that actually works out better than all that stress and strain on your wrist. So even though maybe, your gardener has trowels or whatever, you can find these new designs. And actually, this Radius is one brand. They have shovels and spades and all kinds of things. So some of the ergonomic designs, you may find that I think it's good for everybody. I don't care what kind of what kind of gardener you are.
I'm totally channeling my inner garden girl
inner gardener girl.
Yeah.
And so pretty, and so pretty. I mean, so pretty colors, designer colors.
Yeah, hey, and pretty counts. It's Christmas.
Pretty
So that matters. And so it's all kinds of tools, right? I mean,
yeah, and I think the one thing too that's new about tools is there's different sizes available now. I think they finally have gotten into the idea that not one size does not fit all. And so like these pruners are actually a little bit smaller. They're for smaller hands, and these actually fit me much better than those do. Even though I like those, these are much better as far as gripping strength, because if you really have a tool that's too big for you, then it's all that repetitive motion on your hand where you're struggling just harder than you need to.
And it is the thought that counts in those kinds of
That's right.
And these are ones that could last forever. And
you got some other fun gift
ideas. The other thing too is just a lot of gardeners are also bird lovers. So isn't this a cute little, this is actually a nesting box that's really made out of recycled plastic. Isn't that cool? I got that at 10,000 Villages. Isn't that cute? And then add local, and then add a birding book to that. That's always great. I think the other thing too, as far as tools, is the fact that a lot of people have raised beds now, and so the traditional length of tools just doesn't work anymore. So we have some nice ones that actually telescope. How cool is that?
That's
so you can use it in
cool.
2 different ways. So very cool.
Now I'm looking at some of the books that you've got and some of the other handy tools to perhaps identify what's going on in the garden.
And I think that's the other great thing. I love these. These actually came out of the Natural History Survey here in Illinois Natural History Survey, and people can order those. And it's good guys, bad guys. And these are nice and laminated. You can take them out, throw them in your toolbox. You can have them. You've got that insect you can't identify. Well, just start flipping through the cards. Maybe you can figure it out. And then you can figure out, is this a good bug, bad bug? You can figure that stuff out. So I think always good. So check with the U of I Extension website. They have a lot of great publications. And also the Illinois Natural History Survey has a lot of great publications. Butterflies for Illinois, silk moths for Illinois, all kinds of good stuff. And I had to throw in a rain gauge, because gardeners, farmers, everybody, when it does actually rain, we need to know how big. This is actually a great one. This one comes from Weather Your Way, it's called. And this whole thing, when this fills to the top, it's 1 inch. So the nice thing is, this is 1/10 of an inch, and you can get down to 1/100 of an inch. And so they're very accurate, as opposed to the traditional ones that, I think it's maybe, 3/4 to maybe 1.5 inches. I can't tell.
Yeah.
So this is just a brand called Weather Your Way, and I think it's really
smart,
well worth it. So always need to.
And you brought, other than our headgear, sometimes when you're gardening in the summer, you have other headgear too.
That's the other thing. Really good hats. Now I can't quite wear this with my. I guess I have to put this with my thing on top of it.
There you go.
I don't know. Somehow this all works. But anyway, I think that's the one thing. There's lots of because we have to worry about the sun.
Right.
When you're out and gardening and all that kind of stuff. So the great thing is you don't have to give style, even though you're out in the garden.
Oh, that's very stylish.
Like this with the tree on top.
You're doing your little supermodel.
I don't know. I don't know. They're going to send me away.
That's a one of a kind.
They're going to send me away right now.
All right, Sandy Mason with U of I Extension. Thanks so much for all these great gardening gift ideas. All right, we'll be sure to share them on SailorMing.tv. Well, a new year, a new season at the Champaign-Urbana Theater Company. Find out when you can see Charlie Brown and the gang, plus Mary Poppins, too.
And next, how Mount Pulaski's courthouse is part of a special story in their community. We're going to have their story, which is part of our story, coming up.